Oh boy, I hope you like pizza because today we're making a pizza bake. Just to give a little backstory, so I remember one time I was at this like social function and we were told there's gonna be pizza. But what happened was there was spizza, which that ain't pizza. Turns out they made pizza spaghetti. Which at the time I was just, I was pissed because I wanted pizza. But now in the future, I'm like, that's actually a pretty good idea. It's just a really weird way to get somebody to come to your house. But that's not the point I'm trying to make here. I'm just trying to say that I want to make that. So let's make like a pizza pasta bake thing real quick. And to start, we're going to need some chicken noodles. And it's real simple. I did this for my mac and cheese video. I've done it for other mac and cheese and other like quote unquote pasta videos. All you're going to need is 1 pound of ground chicken. If you want to use some fresh chicken and like blend it with the egg that I'm about to add to it, feel free to do that. But for today's purposes, I'm feeling lazy, so we're doing ground chicken into the bowl. Follow that up with 2 eggs and finish that up with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And you could probably assume what I'm gonna do right now is just mash this together. So I'm not gonna make you watch that. So just kind of get that mashed together. It should be almost the exact same. We want to get this into a Ziploc bag now because we do want to start piping this to make our little like gnocchi shaped noodles. Now we've got this in our bag. Get it closed up, get some of the air out, and we'll go ahead and get one of these corners cut off. Just a little bitty corner cut off. That way we can make our little noodles. And usually I would do this in boiling water, but I don't feel like doing all that today. So what I'm going to do is pipe mine onto a silicone lined baking mat. And it's super easy. Just make sure you get your Paris Hilton cheese knife and, just start gently squeezing the bag. You see how it's coming out like that? And just cut little balls. And just do that to make a nice little time-lapse video. And if the Paris Hilton cheese knife isn't working out, use a spoon. If you have some left over, you can do another batch if you want. I'm probably just going to stop there. That's probably good enough. But, I got a little overzealous with how I spaced this. I probably could have got a little tighter, but whatever. It is what it is. So once you have some of your pasta piped out like this, we want to throw this into the oven at 375 degrees for about 10 minutes until they're, they're pretty much done. They should be a little squishy, and yeah, that's about it. We're going to let these cool off, and while we're doing that, we can go ahead and make the sauce. And this is my MARINIFREDO sauce, but it's kind of like a little bit of a modified version. And the other one I use heavy cream. This time, I think I'm going to go with some half and half and some cream cheese to make it a little bit thicker. But that doesn't matter yet. The first thing you want to do is get your pan set over medium heat, and you want to start adding in some spices. So the first thing you're going to need is a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1½ teaspoons of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic, 1 teaspoon of granulated onion, and about 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste. This is the biggest modification that I've made to this, but I think it's going to make it just a little bit better. It'll add a little bit of acidity to it. It'll make it more savory. Got a little bit of natural MSG from that tomato in there. And obviously, you don't have to use that if you don't want to. It's still a great sauce without the tomato added to it. This is actually the first time I've tried it with the tomato paste. You just want to cook this down till everything gets a little bit fragrant. You do not want this to burn at all. So go ahead and have your half and half ready to go. And then maybe, 20 to 30 seconds after you've cooked this down a little bit and it's starting to stick to the bottom of the pan, you can go ahead and add in 2 cups of half and half. And on second thought, I think a whisk might be a better tool for this job. And I want to get the half and half to a simmer before we add the cream cheese. I'm going to go with about 4 ounces of cream cheese. If you want to add more to thicken it up even more, that's up to you. It should be more than enough for me, though. This is probably actually way more than 4 ounces, but it should be fine. Just get that incorporated, and as soon as it is completely broken down and it looks a bit like this, nice and thick, you should be able to see your whisk cut through. We go and turn the heat off, and now you want to get yourself a 1/2 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. This is like very loose, so this is probably about 1.5 ounces by weight, not necessarily, a bunch of cheese, but it just looks like it because it's so light. All you want to do is slowly incorporate this into the sauce. While the heat's off, don't forget to turn the heat off. Just another reminder because you don't want this to break. I have not salted this yet because I want to make sure that I don't over salt it. So before we continue on, let's go ahead and give this a taste and see what we need. I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 teaspoon in total, and that is perfect. Go ahead and set this to the side because we can finally start assembling. So first thing I'm going to do is get all of my noodles in here. Probably should have made more, but whatever, here we are. To this, I'm going to go ahead and add about 4 ounces of shredded mozzarella. And I was going to keep my pepperoni slices whole, but after thinking about it, I think quartered would probably be better within the dish itself. So either quarter some pepperonis or use some really small ones, whatever you want to do. That's probably about 2 ounces worth of pepperoni by weight, or 30 pepperonis total. Next up, let's take some of our sauce and pour it right over. I'm gonna start with half because I probably don't need all of it for this amount of noodles. And just get that folded in. Once that's in there, I'm gonna add a little bit more mozzarella. Hit it with some more pepperonis. Little lighter sprinkling of cheese on top. And that is assembled. If you want to do this the day before, feel free. It'd probably make it much easier for you. So I'm going to throw mine in the oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 10 to 15 minutes or until it's nice and golden brown on the top and it's looking a bit like this. This is insanely hot. Don't even think about even taking a pepperoni off and trying to eat it. You know, this isn't even like, this. It's not a joke. Okay? So don't you laugh. Oh. I'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, and after a long, agonizing 10 minutes, we can go ahead and scoop us up some of this. Gosh, cheesy boy. And we really don't need a stalling alarm. Let's go ahead and give this a taste, get a little bit of everything. A couple of little noodles, pepperoni, some of that top cheese. God, it's so cheesy. That's what I'm talking about. You know what? Lucky Charms are not magically delicious. This is magically delicious. I don't need no damn marshmallows to make me happy. You know, I think you could make this for anyone. If you're trying to keep like low carb in your family and you want something that tastes really good, I think you could probably make this, and I can almost guarantee they'll love it. Yeah, this is delicious. It's creamy. It's got a little tang. It's got all those flavors from pizza that you know and love. The pepperoni's nice in it, which, you know, including the pepperoni, which adds to that know and love factor. And it's really just customizable. Just the sauce and the cheese and the chicken noodles alone really just kind of give you an open canvas to do with whatever you want. So try this out. I hope you enjoy it. And I will see you in the next one. Well, I'm glad you made it to the end. And before I let you go, just want you to know that this video is sponsored by my company, Carnivore Companion. We sell seasoning with no BS whatsoever in it. No dyes, no chemicals, no anti-caking agents, nothing. It's just salt and spices. If you want to give us a try, go to CarnivoroCompanion.com. Use the code CarnivorousChef at checkout to save 15% off your order. Make sure to sign up for the email list because we do have a lot going on this year and we want to keep you updated.